The ballroom was silent. Hundreds of eyes were watching. Mia, the rich bride in a diamond-studded gown, grabbed the flower bouquet from the poor wedding planner's hands and threw it on the marble floor. "Are you blind?" Mia shouted. "This looks cheap. My dog's birthday party was better than this." Grace, the young wedding planner in a simple dress and worn-out shoes, froze. Her hands shook. Her eyes filled with tears. I followed the design you approved, ma'am," Grace whispered. Mia laughed loudly so everyone could hear. "In front of all my guests you want to argue with me? People like you should not touch weddings like mine." The guests turned away. Some whispered. Some recorded on their phones. And in that moment, no one knew. The same useless poor girl Mia was humiliating. Would be the only person who could save her wedding, and her biggest secret. If you were in Grace's place, what would you do? The story started 2 months before that scene. Mia Carter was the only daughter of a very rich businessman, Mr. Carter. Her wedding was the event of the year in the city. Luxury hotel, gold decorations, designer dress, famous guests. Mia liked only one thing more than money: power. "I want everything to look like a royal palace," Mia said, scrolling on her phone. "No mistakes. No excuses." Daniel, her groom, was kind and soft-spoken. He worked in her father's company, but he was not rich like Mia. He smiled and tried to calm her. "Mia, it's just a wedding," Daniel said gently. "What matters is us, not the show." Mia rolled her eyes. "Spoken like a poor man," she replied. "Don't embarrass me, Daniel." For the planning, they hired Grace. Grace was not from their world. She lived in a tiny house with her mother and younger brother. Her father had died years ago. She worked day and night, planning parties for rich people, while at home she sometimes skipped dinner so her family could eat. On the first meeting, Mia looked at Grace from head to toe. "Are you sure she's the planner?" Mia asked the hotel manager. "She looks like she came to clean the hall." Grace's cheeks turned red. She forced a small smile. "Yes, ma'am. I'm Grace. I'll handle your entire wedding. Theme, flowers, lights, schedule." Mia interrupted. "Listen carefully," she said. "My wedding is not some cheap event. If you mess up even one thing, you'll regret it." Daniel stepped in. "Mia, that's not fair," he said. "She hasn't even started yet." Mia raised her eyebrow. "I'm paying, Daniel. I decide what's fair." Grace nodded politely. "I understand, ma'am. I will do my best." Days passed. Grace worked like a machine. She met vendors. She begged florists to lower prices. She skipped her own meals to visit the venue again and again. Sometimes she fell asleep on the bus going home, phone in hand, checking the wedding checklist. Her brother would wait for her at night. "Dee, did you eat?" he asked. Grace smiled weakly. "I'll eat later. Tell me, did Mom take her medicine?" Her mother was sick and needed treatment. Every extra rupee Grace saved from her planning jobs went to the pharmacy. One evening, while Grace fixed decoration samples in the hotel hall, Mia and her rich friends entered, laughing. "Is this our table set up?" Mia asked. "Yes, ma'am," Grace replied. "You asked for white and gold with fresh lilies." Mia picked up a plate and dropped it back loudly. "It looks poor," she said. "Like some middle-class birthday party." One of her friends giggled. "Maybe she only knows how to plan cheap weddings." Grace swallowed her pain. "I can adjust it," she said softly. "We are still in trial stage. I can change the flowers, the fabric." Mia walked closer, her heels clicking on the floor. "Tell me something, Grace," she said. Have you ever even attended a wedding like mine? Real diamonds. Live orchestra. Foreign guests. Grace lowered her eyes. No, ma'am. Mia smirked. Exactly. So don't try to suggest anything from your small life. Just follow my orders. Daniel watched from a distance. He looked upset. After Mia left, he walked over to Grace. I'm sorry, Daniel said. She can be harsh. Grace forced a smile. It's okay, sir. I'm used to it. But inside, she was not okay. Each insult cut deeper. Yet she kept working. She needed the money. On the final rehearsal day, the ballroom was full of staff. Lights, flowers, sound tests. This was the scene from the opening. Mia entered in a white designer dress for her pre-wedding shoot. Cameras flashed. She picked up the bouquet Grace had prepared. What is this? Mia shouted. I said imported roses, not this roadside nonsense. Grace's hands trembled. Ma'am, the imported roses didn't arrive. The supplier's truck broke down. I arranged the best local ones, and they're actually fresher. Mia threw the bouquet on the floor. Flowers scattered. You're making excuses, she screamed. In front of all my guests? Look at her, everybody. This is what happens when you hire cheap people. People stared. Some staff looked away, ashamed. Someone held up their phone, recording. Grace's eyes filled with tears. Her throat tightened. I'm really sorry, ma'am, she whispered. I'll fix it before the ceremony. You won't fix anything, Mia snapped. You're fired. The room froze. From this moment, Mia announced loudly, you are no longer my planner. Get out. Grace stood still, like her legs were made of stone. The hotel manager tried to intervene. Mia, the wedding is tomorrow, he said softly. We can't change the planner now. She knows every detail. I don't care. Mia shouted. I'll find someone better. Someone who doesn't smell like cheap perfume. Grace's lips shook. She bent down, picked up the broken flowers with shaking hands, and walked out of the hall, while everyone watched. Tears fell on the petals. Outside the hotel doors, she stopped, wiped her face, and whispered to herself, It's okay. You'll survive this too. But she had no idea. Tomorrow, they would all come looking for her. Because in less than 24 hours, everything Mia thought she controlled would fall apart. The next morning, the sky was dark. Clouds gathered over the luxury hotel. Rain was coming. Inside, staff ran around in panic. Half the decoration was done. Some vendors were confused. Timings were wrong. The new coordinator, a man hired last minute by Mia's friend, didn't know anything about the plan. When is the Barrett arriving? He asked a waiter. In 1 hour, sir, the waiter replied. 1 hour? The stage isn't ready, and the lights are not synced. He looked at the long list Grace had made. Timings, vendors, backup plans, emergency numbers. He didn't understand half of it. Meanwhile, in the bridal suite, Mia sat in front of a mirror while makeup artists worked on her face. I look perfect, she said, admiring herself. No one will even remember that stupid planner from yesterday. Her mother, Mrs. Carter, checked her phone, frowning. Sweetheart, the decorator just messaged, she said slowly. They're asking questions about the setup. Apparently, Grace had all the details. They don't know where to place some things. Mia scoffed. These workers are all the same. Completely useless. Tell them to figure it out. Daniel knocked and entered the room, looking tense. Mia, we have a problem, he said. She rolled her eyes. What now? The food tasting was never finished with the chef, Daniel said. Grace had notes. The chef is asking what menu you finalized. Starters, desserts, nothing is clear. Mia's smile faded. Well, he should know. He's a professional. He's a professional, Daniel said calmly, but you changed everything 3 times. Grace was the only one who had the final list. For the first time, Mia's face showed a flicker of worry. And there's more, Daniel added. The stage flowers haven't arrived. The original supplier says they need advance payment. Grace was supposed to deliver today. No one arranged it. Mia stood up suddenly. What do you mean, no flowers? She snapped. This is my wedding. I want my royal stage. Relax, Daniel said. Maybe the new coordinator can. No, Mia shouted. Tell him to fix it. I don't care how. She grabbed her phone and called her friend. Why is this man so slow? You said he's the best planner. Mia yelled. Her friend replied, nervous. He is good, but he said coming in at the last minute is hard. He doesn't know your theme. He's saying Grace should at least send her files. At that name, Daniel and Mrs. Carter looked at Mia. Mia, Mrs. Carter said carefully, maybe we were too harsh yesterday, firing Grace 1 day before the wedding. So now it's my fault? Mia shouted. You both saw how she talked back to me. Daniel's voice was quiet, but firm. She didn't talk back, he said. She was explaining. You humiliated her. Mia's jaw tightened. You're taking her side? She asked. I'm taking the side of common sense, he replied. This is our wedding, and right now it's falling apart. At that same moment, downstairs, guests started arriving early. The Barrett timing got confused. The sound system failed. The music stopped twice. The AC in the main hall broke down for a few minutes. People started sweating and complaining. Whose wedding is this? One guest whispered. They have money but no management. Did you see the stage? Another guest added. Half decorated. It looks so incomplete. The hotel manager wiped sweat from his forehead. He knew. Only one person had all the backups ready. Only one person had shared extra vendor numbers. Only one person knew which plan B to use if something went wrong. Grace. He stepped aside and dialed her number. Grace sat at home in her small living room. Her mother slept on a thin mattress. Her brother did homework on a broken table. Her phone vibrated. She saw the hotel's name. She stared at the screen for a moment. Should she pick up? Her heart said, they insulted you, they threw you out. She answered anyway. Hello, Grace said carefully. Grace, this is Mr. Shah, the hotel manager, he said quickly. I'm so sorry for what happened yesterday. But we need your help. Grace was silent. What do you mean, sir? She asked. The wedding is a mess, he said. The new coordinator doesn't know anything. The guests are complaining. The decorations, the food, the timing, everything is going wrong. Grace closed her eyes. She could almost see it all. I'm not the planner anymore, she replied softly. Mia fired me. I know, he said. But you know this wedding better than anyone. Please, can you come? I'll personally make sure you are paid fully. More, if needed. Grace looked at her mother sleeping, her brother studying. She thought of the hospital bills. She thought of how Mia had called her cheap and useless. Her chest felt heavy. I don't know, sir, she whispered. She insulted me in front of everyone. I don't want to go back and be treated like that again. At that moment, another voice came on the line. Grace, it's Daniel, he said quietly. Please. I know what Mia did was wrong. But my whole family is here. People are talking. Honestly, I'm ashamed. We need you. I need you. Grace's eyes filled with tears. Why should I help, sir? She asked. They think people like me don't deserve respect. There was a long pause. Then Daniel said something that surprised her. If you come, he said, I promise things will not be the same. You will not be treated like that again. I give you my word. Grace stayed silent. Please, Daniel said, voice breaking. Don't let her behavior destroy everything. Help us fix this, and I will stand by you this time. Grace looked at her worn-out shoes near the door. She took a deep breath. Okay, she finally said. I'll come. But not as a servant anymore. As the planner. And I won't accept any insult. You have my promise, Daniel said. We'll be waiting. Grace hung up. She picked up her old bag, put her files inside, kissed her mother's forehead, and whispered, I'll make this right. Not for them, but for us. Grace was going back to the same place where she had been humiliated. But this time, Karma was also walking with her. When Grace walked into the hotel, the scene was pure chaos. Waiters ran around. The decorator argued with the new coordinator. Guests fanned themselves with napkins. The stage looked half-finished, like someone pressed pause on a movie. Some staff members looked at Grace with surprise and relief. She came back, one whispered. The hotel manager rushed to her. Thank you, Grace, he said. I'm truly sorry for yesterday. Grace nodded. I'm here for the work, sir. Let's fix this. Her voice was calm, but inside she was shaking. She took out her notebook and started giving clear, sharp instructions. Move these flowers to the main entrance, she told the decorator. Use the backup supplier I listed. Call this number now. She turned to the sound team. Play the soft instrumental playlist until the Barrett arrives. I emailed it to you last week. Check again. She walked to the kitchen. Start the starters now, she said to the chef. The guests are hungry. Use the second menu we finalized. No spicy items in the first round. Remember, there are foreign guests. In just 30 minutes, the hall started changing. Music filled the air. Lights adjusted. Flowers appeared. The chaos slowly turned into order. Upstairs, Mia looked out from the balcony. She saw Grace in the hall, giving orders. Staff listened to her. Guests were smiling again. Her face twisted. What is she doing here? Mia snapped. Her mother put a hand on her arm. We called her, Mrs. Carter said firmly, because you fired the only person who knew what she was doing. Mia pulled away. I don't want her here, she said. Send her out. Mrs. Carter's voice turned cold. Mia, enough. This wedding is not just about you. It's about our family, our reputation. If Grace leaves, your special day will be remembered as a disaster. Daniel entered just then. He heard everything. For once, he said quietly, listen to someone else. Mia glared at him. You too? She asked. All of you are against me today? Daniel took a deep breath. No, he said. We're against your behavior. Those words cut deeper than any insult. Downstairs, something else was happening. The video from yesterday. The one where Mia humiliated Grace and fired her in front of everyone, had been posted online by one of the staff. It was already spreading among the guests. On phones. On whispers. On social media. Did you see this? One girl showed her friend. This is the bride. She shouted at the planner like she was dirt. That's so disgusting, her friend replied. Imagine treating someone like that. Look, the same girl is here today, fixing everything, another guest added. and the bride is upstairs acting like a queen. The guests' opinions were changing. Respect was shifting. The Barrett finally arrived. Music, dancing, noise. The hall now looked beautiful, thanks to Grace's fast work. Just before Mia's grand entry, the new coordinator ran up to her with a worried look. "Ma'am," he whispered, "I just want you to know. I'm leaving after tonight. I don't work with clients who insult staff like this." Mia's eyes widened. "What did you say?" she asked. "Everyone saw the video," he said. "People are talking. This is not good for my image." He walked away. For the first time, Mia felt something she didn't often feel: fear. When she walked down the decorated stairs for her entrance, she expected claps, admiration, praise for her beauty. People did look at her dress, at her makeup, at the diamonds. But there was something else in their eyes now: judgment. Whispers followed her. "That's the bride who fired the planner," someone said softly. "She called her cheap and useless," another added. On the other side of the hall, guests were walking up to Grace. "You did a wonderful job," one auntie said. "The hall looks beautiful, Beta." "You handled everything so calmly," another guest added. "Not everyone can do that." Grace smiled politely, still a little shy. "Thank you," she said. "I'm just doing my work." Daniel watched this from a distance. He walked to the stage and took the mic. "Before we start," he said, "I want to thank someone." The hall went silent. Mia smiled, expecting him to say her name. "I want to thank Grace," Daniel said, looking straight at her. "Our wedding planner. The person who saved this wedding today." People clapped. Some even cheered. Mia's smile vanished. "She has been insulted. She has been shouted at," Daniel continued, his voice steady. "But still she came back. Not for money. Not for praise. But because she respects her work more than others respect her." Grace's eyes filled with tears again. But this time they were different. Mia clenched her fists. "Daniel, what are you doing?" she hissed under her breath. He ignored her. "And I want to say this," he added, looking around. "No amount of money gives anyone the right to humiliate another human being. Not a planner. Not a waiter. Not anyone." The guests clapped louder. Mia felt like the ground under her heels was shaking. Then something unexpected happened. Mr. Carter, her own father, took the mic. "I agree," he said. "And as Mia's father, I feel ashamed of how she spoke to Grace." Gasps filled the hall. "Mia," he said, turning to his daughter, "if you want this wedding to continue, you will apologize. Right here. In front of everyone." Mia's heart pounded. "What?" she whispered. "You want me to bow down to her?" Mr. Carter's eyes were hard. "Yes," he said, "because today you're not just my daughter. You're a woman who publicly humiliated a hard-working girl. And that is wrong." Everyone was watching. Phones were recording. This was karma. Slowly, Mia walked down the few steps from the stage. Her legs felt heavy. She stopped in front of Grace. Grace looked confused, scared, and strong all at the same time. Mia's lips trembled. She started, but no sound came. Mr. Carter's voice rang out from behind. "Louder," he said, "so everyone can hear." Mia took a shaky breath. "I'm sorry, Grace," she said, tears finally escaping. "I humiliated you. I called you cheap. I fired you in front of everyone. I was wrong." The hall was silent. "I was arrogant," Mia continued, her mascara smudging. "I thought money made me better than you. But today, everyone clapped for you, not me. Because you have something I don't." Grace spoke softly. "And what is that, ma'am?" "Respect," Mia whispered. "A good heart." Without warning, Mia's knees gave in. She actually knelt on the floor in front of Grace, in her heavy bridal gown. Gasps again. "Mia, get up," a relative whispered loudly. Mia didn't move. "Grace," she said, voice breaking, "I beg you, please forgive me. Don't remember me as a monster on your worst day. Remember me as someone who finally learned her lesson." Grace's hands shook. She had dreamed many times of this moment. The rich girl begging. The power finally flipping. But now that it was real, her heart felt soft. She gently touched Mia's shoulder. "Please stand up, ma'am," Grace said. "You don't need to kneel." Mia stood up slowly, still crying. "I forgive you," Grace said quietly. "But not because you're rich. Because I don't want to carry hate in my heart. I have my own family to take care of. I don't have space for anger." Some guests wiped their eyes. The hotel manager stepped forward. "And I have an announcement too," he said with a smile. "From today, Grace will not just be a freelance planner. We're hiring her as our head wedding designer for the hotel." Grace's eyes widened. "Sir, really?" she asked. "You earned it," he said. "Everyone saw you today." More claps. More smiles. More respect around her. Mia looked at Grace with a strange mix of jealousy and admiration. In one day, the poor planner she used to shout at had become the true star of the wedding. That was karma. The wedding ceremony finally started. This time, when Mia and Daniel took their vows, Mia's voice was softer, more real. She glanced once more at Grace in the crowd and gave a small, grateful nod. Grace smiled back. She knew something important had happened today. Not just for the wedding, but for hearts. Sometimes people with the most money have the poorest manners. And sometimes the person they insult in front of everyone is the one who will save them when everything falls apart. Respect is not about rich or poor. It is about how you treat people who cannot give you anything except their honest work. Have you ever seen someone treat workers badly in real life? Next time, remember this story, because karma never forgets. Thinking.